Hey everybody. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit today, and I guess there's a lot of like call to action videos kind of things that I've been doing lately or thinking about. But this one's a little bit different than my last video with what are you waiting for. This one's a little bit more about basically like, are you being tested? And all of us go through trials in our lives. All of us go through time periods where we're definitely being tested and being refined, and everything like that. There's a plan for everything that happens to us, and Yah knows that plan, and we don't necessarily obviously aren't privy to that until we are going through it. But I wanted to share a little bit personally about something that I'm going through right now, and basically last night kind of realized that I was being tested. Welcome to the farm with the chickens and the turkeys. All right, so this is more so about, are you going to be your old you or your new you? Last year in February, my husband baptized me, and it was a really big moment for me because it was, I've been baptized before, and there's another video about that story, but this one actually, like, I meant it this time, and I was going to be different. Old Sarah was a very argumentative, angry, confrontational person. I didn't care who you were. If I felt you needed to be told off, I was going to tell you off, whether it was productive or not. I, in my much younger years, pre-children, actually verbally gotten several fights with people that were much larger than me. And I'm talking men. I'm talking about big, tall, buff men, where I could have actually probably been seriously hurt. And I didn't care because they needed to be read the right act, and I was going to be the one doing it. I had no meekness, no biblical meekness whatsoever. I was going to take care of stuff myself and be tough and in charge and everything else. A lot of not great qualities. To the point where at one point, my husband, who's been with me now for 15 years, he was with me during this time period of my life where I was a little rough around the edges, basically told me, Sarah, you cannot get in verbal fights with guys like this anymore because I'm going to end up getting killed. Because, of course, he would jump in and stop this because I would go after these people to yell at them, and he'd pull me back. Sarah, what are you doing? Stop. And, he would have to basically protect me. And praise Yah that I had a guy in my life that was willing to protect me. And that he stuck around for all my craziness. So recently, I've been going through some things that have invoked a lot of anger and resentment and frustration and just a lot of negative emotions. And I have prayed a lot about this. I've been trying to act righteously. I have been trying to make sure that I am not acting in a way that would invoke anger or resentment or frustration towards other people or within other people. Now, yes, I've also been stepping back and letting my husband take care of everything. Now, yes, my husband and I do talk about plans of how to handle situations and how to act and everything else. I am his helpmeet, and he does seek my wisdom and knowledge as well. So it's not just him doing this all on his own. Or just not including me at all, because it is something that we are facing together. But at the same time, I have taken the step back and, one, let my head of household handle the situations, and two, reined in my own anger and frustration and everything else. Yesterday, though, it kind of reached a head with a situation that happened, and I basically told my husband that I am literally battling between old Sarah and new Sarah, to the point where, like, I said to JT my husband JT, I've been saying to him that I am praying to Yah to not let me become old Sarah. I do not want to be old Sarah. I want to be new Sarah. I want to be the Sarah that I know Yah created me to be, and not the Sarah that the world created. So I had a very long conversation with my husband last night and actually realized that, and in essence, what we're going through has been a test to myself. that Yah is testing me and my husband. But personally for me, I realized what I was going through is I haven't been in a situation like this in a long time. And I definitely haven't been in a situation that we're like what we're going through since before I was baptized, since after I was baptized. It's honestly been years and years since I've been in a situation like this. And I realized that this is the first time new me has been tested in a way to see how old me would react. And I haven't so far obviously reacted the way old me would have. I have not yelled at anybody. I haven't fought with anybody. I haven't given anybody a piece of my mind or given them the right act or anything like that. I have, like I said, let my husband handle these things. We've discussed things as a couple on how to handle things righteously and try to do the right thing at all times per the Bible. And so I realized though that Yah was testing, or is currently testing me, to see how I'm going to act. And I don't know why specifically this part of me is being tested. Obviously it's something that probably still needs to be worked on within myself, but I don't know specifically why he's testing me on this. And so last night, as I was talking with my husband, it actually became pretty clear and evident for me to, besides the fact I didn't want to become the old me, it became pretty clear and evident of the testing as I was talking to my husband. And that's something that I want to talk to you all about, is that when you are made new, when you accept Yeshua as your Messiah, when you start following Yah, and even going forward even more and digging more deeply into the Bible and following his commands, all his commands, following Torah and, but also accepting Yeshua as your Messiah and everything else, because my husband and I are Torah observant. That was a really big step for me to become that biblically submissive, I guess you could say. I am not a submissive person by nature at all. Super not submissive. But I have been working really hard on being a biblical wife with the meekness and submissiveness. But that doesn't mean I'm a doormat. Obviously, if you read the Bible, you know that. But at the same time, understanding that it's not always my place to jump in and everything else. And it's been hard for me to not jump in these situations. And letting my husband take full control of it. Granted, my husband is fully capable of taking care of all the situations we've been in, but at the same time, my knee-jerk reaction, worldly self, wants to just handle it all myself. But that's something you have to think about when you're going through trials, and this is what I wanted to share, is, are you going to be the old you or the new you? Are you going to be the you that you have been called to be by Yah? Or are you going to be the old you that the world created? And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to balance that. And I know it's hard not to fall back into old ways, and realizing that the world, kind of realizing the grasp that the world had on you. But it's one of those things that you have to really think about that when you're going through trials, is how you're going to respond and react to these situations. How are you going to basically be? Who are you going to be? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the new you, or do you want to be the old you? And I think it's one of those things that we have to understand that and realize that when we are going through trials, that if we have accepted Yeshua as our Messiah, if we are following Yah's commands and everything like that, and working to be towards the person he wants us to be, we can't be the old us. We can't fall into the stuff that's comfortable. We can't fall into the traps of the world. We can't revert back to who we were before this. And we have to keep moving forward, even though it's hard. And that's something that's really been weighing on my heart, especially since last night, is that we have to be mindful of that. And it is a much easier to realize who you want to be when you realize you're being tested. As my husband said, it's easy to, what did he say last night? It was really good. It was something about it's easy to do right when you know the answers, because you know that you're being tested, or something like that. It was really good. I probably butchered that. But basically, once you realize you're being tested, it's a lot easier to handle the situations, because you already know how you should be acting. I know how I should be acting. I know how I need to be acting. And yesterday was kind of like the cherry on top, basically, where I was just like, man, like every part of new Sarah is being tested right now. Like old Sarah really just wants to like, oh man, I'm ready to fight, y'all. But I knew that wasn't right. I knew that that was not the right course of action, and obviously I have never done that in these situations that we've been presented with recently. But you got to be your new self. You got to be the person that Yah has created you to be, not the person the world created. You have to, even if it's hard, lean on Yah, lean on Him, lean on His understanding for what you're going through, and realize that He is doing all these things for your good and for your benefit, because these are things you need to learn. I had to really get refined lately in who am I going to actually be. And if tough situations come up that would normally have like a bad reaction from me, am I going to do that, or am I going to be the woman of Yah that Yah created? And it's just something to think about, guys. Make sure that you're trying to always choose the righteous path, always trying to better yourself and be the person that Yah created. I know it's hard to not fall back into bad habits, but obviously I'm not perfect, but try to continue moving forward. Try to continue moving forward with the plan Yah has for you, not for what the world has tried to make you. So I just wanted to share that with you. And of course, like, if you have any comments or anything like that, put them in the comments below. I'll be happy to read them and comment back or whatnot. But I just wanted to share that with you. Be the person that Yah has created, not who the world created. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.